What's up, guys? It's your boy Steve, also known as Steve the Reaper. Follow me on Twitter, which will be in the description down below, and let's get right into this Reaperz Talk episode. Reaperz Talk is a podcast where I just talk about anything that's on my mind. And if you've been following me on Twitter, you would know that I've been saying I'm going to do this Reaperz Talk episode. I'm going to do it. I'm going to finally do it, and I haven't yet. Well, today, at the time of recording this, is the day, just taking off my headset, is the day I am doing this episode. We are going to be talking about everything that's happened from like September 2016 to now. I did originally have a Reaperz Talk episode that was supposed to go up near the beginning of this year, and I never uploaded it. It's still sitting in my files somewhere, and it never went up. And it was basically talking about, I love when Audacity freezes for no apparent reason. Okay, there we go. That scared me for a sec. But it basically outlined everything that occurred in 2016 that pertained to school that thus far. So end of junior year, and what I was involved in at the beginning of senior year of high school. So I'm just going to cover that as well as what's new. I don't know how long this is going to be. I don't even know if I'm going to have any gameplay in the background. So if you see gameplay in the background, I don't know what it's going to be if I do end up doing it, but if there's no gameplay, you'll just see that Reaperz Talks background. So sit back, eat some food, drink some water, do your chores, do whatever you need to do. As I said, you know, this is a podcast. I'd like to kind of handle it as a podcast and what the whole entire purpose of it was. Now, before we get into this, that little video at the beginning was made by Josh Morrell. Those of you that have been around the YouTube channel will know that he is the co-host of Pro Wrestling Weekly. And he made that video for me. So I'm very appreciative of that. So thank you, Josh. So let's get right into it. So first, high school. Senior year. A lot of things happened during senior year, such as my first concert, prom, getting involved. I'll talk a little bit about that as this episode progresses, but senior year, I would have to say, was pretty alright. Every year is going to have it. Oh, wow, I can't even talk. Every year is going to have its ups and downs, obviously, but I feel like looking at the positives, it was a pretty solid year. I'll be real with you guys, as I've talked about bullying and depression and suicide in past videos. Well, actually just one video, honestly, but dealing with anxiety was something that I was dealing with all the time during senior year. I don't really know why, honestly. I think it might have been a plethora of things that were occurring during that year that made me feel that way. So I did my best to cope with it, and it was just weird anxiety attacks or panic attacks and just random classes near the beginning of the year. I didn't really know why. I ended up dropping a class, and that honestly helped a little bit. Obviously, I got put into another class, and I was able to be a teacher cadet for a Spanish 2 class, which honestly, it was kind of a unique experience, because you see things through the eyes of students, right? Because you are the student. However, when you're a teacher cadet, you get to see things through the eyes of the teacher a little bit, but you're still a student in a sense. At least for me, like, I was still a student, but I was also helping out the other students, if that makes sense. So I was doing the work and also helping people with the work. That's just how it was laid out for me, and honestly, I couldn't have asked for it to be better. It was a very unique experience. I did that for my first semester, and it was helpful, honestly. It was very unique. I was able to get a perspective on the freshmen and sophomores in that class. So it was weird being in a class with freshmen and sophomores and helping them out, but it was kind of rewarding in the sense. And I was also relearning the Spanish a little bit, because sometimes when you indulge, no, that's not even a word, indulge. I like to think of unique words sometimes, and it comes out as verbal diarrhea. It's all good. But I was able to dive into helping them out, but also relearning the whole entire sense, because when you get so into higher levels of Spanish, like as soon as you get past Spanish 3, you stop learning basic stuff. See, this is weird because I say basic stuff, but Spanish 3 is high. It was like a higher level. It's after Spanish 2. I know I'm not making sense, and I appreciate you guys that are sticking around. I think a good majority of you may have clicked off by now, but stick with me. I know sometimes I ramble on. Just stick with me. I got this. I hope. But after when I got past Spanish 3, it stopped becoming like learning words and just learning about basics of the language in general. It became more conjugations, and it was weird, and it has nothing to do with the teacher. The teacher that I had for Spanish 3 was phenomenal, was appreciated, but it stopped becoming fun, honestly. So getting into a teacher cadet role was honestly beneficial and brought the fun back into it, if that makes sense. Because if you're learning something and having fun while you're at it, then that's when school becomes fun. When you get something, but you're also learning something that interests you, that's when it becomes fun. If you're learning about something that bores you, and you don't get it, obviously get help if you don't get it, but it just doesn't become as fun anymore. So I went through that, and that was very unique. Student council. I got involved in student council my last year of high school, and that was, in a sense, it was surprising getting in, because here's the thing. At the time, I didn't really think of my class as like people that would hold me in a high regard, in a sense. So having them vote me in to be a representative for student council was kind of surreal and a very unique experience. I was able to help with the homecoming float. Obviously people could have helped even if they weren't on student council. It wasn't student council limited. But seeing how it progressed and winning the spirit brick, oh wait, no we didn't. Did we? I think we did. We won the float, and that's all that matters. It was all homemade, and I take pride in that. I went to I think I missed out on one float meeting, maybe one. I think so. And just communicating with people and talking to people that I would have never have thought I would get to talk to. There's a lot of people in student council that made me feel welcome, and I'll never forget that. There's so many cool people in that group that I was able to get to know on a personal level, and that kind of changed my kind of perception of student council a little bit. You know, people had this connotation that student council was made up of the popular group, and here's the thing, cliques, sure, there's cliques, I'm not gonna disregard that, but if you put a label on cliques, then your perception of them is already made out. Like, you can say that student council is made up of the popular group. Sure, there's people that are well known, but it's not intimidating. At least for mine, it wasn't that intimidating. Let me take a quick drink of water real quick. I'm not adding that out. Actually, I might. I don't know. Depends on how lazy I am after this recording. Probably gonna be very lazy. You know, student council was very cool. Always had social anxiety with that. I have no idea. Well, I do know why. But I was able to fight through it, so it's all good. Last meeting, student council meeting, social anxiety just peaked. It, like, just spiked up. It was weird. Really weird. But I got a really cool pillow. That's the class of 2017 with on the front, and then on the back was my name. So it was sweet. I enjoyed that. It was really cool. I was still involved in SAD, involved in the PTSA, helped out with a Make-A-Wish fundraiser dance. So I was behind the scenes with that, so that was really cool. I was very fortunate to be a part of that. I went to a few games, football games I should say. Those were fun while it lasted. Had a pretty solid schedule throughout my first semester and second semester. I was able to get teachers that I had before, which was really cool. So I had a familiarity. I struggle with like the most simplest words. It's kind of stupid, but you guys know what I mean. I was more familiar with them. Somewhere in there, I went to my first concert, and I would compile a video. Actually, you know what? I may compile a video and upload it at a later time. I'm not holding myself to it, though, because there's so many things going on right now. But my first concert was a metal concert. In This Moment's Half God, Half Devil tour. So obviously you had In This Moment, you had Motionless in White, you had Avatar, and then you had Gemini Syndrome. Now, I went to this concert because of Gemini Syndrome. Gemini Syndrome, one of my all-time favorite bands, bar none. Like, they are up there, number one. I got first introduced to them through my uncle, and I've been hooked on them since. Been there since their first album, so very solid band. If any of you guys are metal heads, as I like to refer to metal fans, I hope that's not nice. I hope that's not nice. Wait, no, I don't hope that's not nice. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, highly suggest that you guys listen to them. Very good band, especially their second album. I was worried because their first album was so good. I was honestly worried that their second album would have flopped, but it didn't. It was right there. It was equally as good. So, very proud of that. Anyway, so that being my first concert, and it was a metal concert, it was very interesting. So, I was on a balcony seating, and then below us was ground, obviously. So, we didn't see any mosh pits. There's a few people that get kicked out for fighting. So that was interesting. But Gemini Syndrome was solid. Knew all lyrics to their songs, so I was happy about that. Avatar, I had a not good perception of Avatar at first, because when I listened to some of their songs, they were a lot more growling and a lot more heavier than I was used to, so I immediately didn't have a very good thoughts of them. But I was like, okay, I'll give them a shot. And actually, my dad, who went to this concert with me, he's like, I guarantee you after this, and he was just taking a guess, I guarantee you after this set, you will like them. I was like, okay, I'll keep an open mind. And that was the most fun I had during that concert. The lead singer was just all over the place. Everybody had makeup. The intro was amazing. And it was heavy. It was heavy music, but all their songs were so good. Like The Eagle Has Landed, Smells Like a Freak Show, Let It Burn, Hail the Apocalypse. They were actually good, so they made me an instant fan after that. I would not mind seeing them at another concert. I mean, see, that phrase right there, I always struggle with. I have no idea. Anyway, I would like to see him again in concert if I ever got the option to. Motionless in White, I liked them for their 2 songs that I knew of. However, their set was... it was okay. I think if you had epilepsy, that was not a fun set for you. There was a lot of flashing lights, and the band members didn't seem like they were too into it. There wasn't a lot of moving around. They were just kind of there. It was just a very, compared to Avatar set, it was very hard to follow, and I think that they would have been better off like after Gemini Syndrome. And then came in this moment. I only listened to maybe... Okay, no, I listened to only one song, The Blood Legion. So going into it, I kind of had an idea of what they were like, but then the set just blew me away. All of their songs were good. I was hooked on In This Moment after that concert. Their album Ritual, have it on Spotify, very good. I'd like to see them in concert again sometime in the future. Not in the near future, but in the future. They're really good. And then we had prom. Well, not like after the concert, but I think in that same month we had prom. It was either April or May. May was prom. I don't remember when the concert was. It was April, I think. I made prom court. And again, same with the student council. It was really weird that people voted me in. And someone told me during homeroom, because we had homeroom for certain times of the year. It was weird. It's a weird schedule, but someone right next to me, and I won't forget this, he said, I'm paraphrasing because it sounds bad because I just said I won't forget this, but I'm paraphrasing what he said. I voted for you, Steve. I know that we don't talk that much, but you've done a lot for our class, and you deserve everything that you're given. And that just blew my mind that people thought of me that way. I don't know what people thought about me before, or how I thought that they thought of me, but hearing that, it was like, whoa. Like, I was on homecoming court, made top 25, pretty sure. When people told me at the student council meeting at the beginning of the year, like, a lot of people voted for you, Steve, I was like, okay, if you guys say so. But anyway, yeah, made prom court. The voting process, I made it to top 20. And I was like, okay, as long as I made top 20, I was cool. Obviously, I would have liked to make it to top 5, but that would have been cool, staying at top 20. Then they announced it over the PA one morning, first hour, and they announced my name as one of the people on homecoming court. Prom court, top 5. I was like, oh wow. That was crazy. No, didn't win prom king, which is all good because I made top 5, and the guy that won was super cool, super nice. And prom was fun. I was able to hang out with a few friends of mine. Well, I hung out with a lot of friends of mine. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it was a cool experience. Glad I went. Glad I was able to hang out with some good friends of mine. People agreed that the food was kind of subpar, but all in all, everybody had a good time. There was one moment in prom that stuck out to me, and that was when, I'm pretty sure the song's called Forever Young. Everybody started, a couple of buddies of mine, they put our arms on our shoulders, and it was like one of those kumbaya things. I don't know what I'm talking about when I said kumbaya, but everybody started getting into this circle. Everybody started singing Forever Young, and there's just like this big open area on the dance floor with, like, it was empty, but there's people surrounding it. It was such a cool experience. Very cool seeing everybody do that. Some highlights, obviously student council. I was glad I went out for student council. Prom was pretty cool. Making prom court, making homecoming court, all those were pretty cool. I can't really think of many other highlights, honestly. I guess the concert. Like, anything pertaining to senior year, what I just mentioned, those were some pretty cool highlights that I was able to be a part of, so that was great. Now, I wanted to get out of high school so bad because, like, I wasn't enjoying myself. Like, apart from the things I mentioned, and some days I would have fun, and some days, I'd like school, but a good majority of the time, and that's where this negativeness comes in, I just wasn't enjoying my time in high school for the most part. Well, I should say senior year, honestly. Senior year, like, honestly, for those of you going into your senior year, it's not that all cracked up to be. Senior year is not going to be the best moment of your life. High school is not going to be the greatest time of your life. I'm saying that. And I'm going to say this. If high school wasn't a road to college, or if you didn't need a high school diploma to get a job, it's completely... And like a core curriculum level, like your general education classes, I feel like personally I didn't learn anything useful that I would use in real life, in the real world, I should say. My electives, like speech, and okay, I take that back. The general education class, government, which is a requirement, that and the electives that I took, I feel like those would be the only classes that will benefit me going into the real world. So other than that, high school was kind of pointless in a sense. Obviously you still have to go, and it's worth it to get into the college that you want to go into, obviously, so try. I'm glad I tried to get into the colleges that I wanted to get into. But that's just my personal opinion on high school. It's not all that cracked up to be. There's a lot of people that helped me get onto the path that I am today. A lot of teachers, my link crew leader from freshman year, who I still talk to periodically to this day, and a couple of good friends of mine. And high school was good in that aspect. I'm going to take another drink over this water. Dasani water. Dasani is the best water out there, bar none. Also, I apologize if you hear any background noise, if I hadn't said that already. And I apologize if my voice seems shaky. For whatever reason, I'm nervous recording this. It's weird. I think it's like a self-conscious thing, compared to Pro Wrestling Weekly, where I know I'm talking to people, and I don't want people thinking I'm crazy. I'm talking into a mic, but family understands, so I don't know why I'm nervous. So, what I'll miss: friends, teachers. That's about it. Shoot. I won't miss the negative stuff, but I'll miss the positive stuff. How about that? So, high school, senior year, bada bing, bada boom, how you doing? What's new? I'm a writer for a website called PWStream. You can check them out at www.pwstream.co.uk. I know I'm an American, but I find myself working for websites that are not in the United States. Don't know why, but that's the beauty of social media. I've been enjoying my time writing articles for PWStream. It's very fun, very different from what I was doing for IW Nerd. But I'm officially a writer. I don't even have a degree, and it's cool. It's so unique. I love it. T-shirts for Pro Wrestling Weekly. We said that in a past Pro Wrestling Weekly episode. Very happy with how the design turned out. Lots of trial and tribulation in regards to getting the design right. The owner of What a Maneuver, very cool. Was very supportive throughout. And I'm just glad that we have Apparel on a international level now, because they ship to the UK. So it's very cool, very cool. Now, the big thing that's happening right now is college. At the time of recording this, I leave in about 2 weeks. I move into my college dorm, and there's this gonna be a whole orientation style week when I move in, and then the next week after that I start my classes. So I'm excited, I'm nervous for that, but it's an exciting time. College orientation was awesome. Now mind you guys, I don't know if I talked about it in a video that I never uploaded, so I never talked about this technically. So back in September, I went on tour for this college I was going to, And I already had one college in mind. I was pretty much set on it. And I went on to this tour back in September. September 24th was the day of the tour. And I had heard things about this college before. And when they sent me something in the mail, I was like, okay, I gotta check this out. Because I know family members went there, but I just gotta see what not hype. I just wanted to see. So, whole entire west side of the state, and I'm in. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Would have liked to see it in the fall, but luckily, I'm gonna be going to this college. So, there's that. But I was just blown away by not the orientation, but the tour. Because we're talking about the tour right now. I'll get into the orientation in just a second, but the tour group was smaller. It was like me and another student and her parents, and then somebody that was going to the college. So we got the tour of campus a little bit, the recreation center, all the food areas, the dorm rooms, some of the classes. It was really cool. And right when we walked through the rec center, as we were exiting, I was like, yeah, I'm blown away. Like, I want to go to this college. It was weird because I only had seen one thing, but knowing the information that I knew about the college that I'm going to now, it's so student involvement driven. It's kind of similar to my high school, but it's a small campus with a big college feel. So, very unique, very beautiful, lots of opportunities to get involved in, which I will be. I'll try to talk about that a little bit. So, college orientation. Oh, dude. So, I won't remember this, because it's kind of how I'm feeling right now, but a little bit worse. So, we made a weekend trip out of it. We visited a couple of cities, visited a beach. It was awesome. And we got on the highway, because we were staying at a hotel. We got on the highway, and I started feeling sick. Like, nausea. I wanted to throw up. Sorry if you guys are squeamish, but that's how I was feeling at the time. And I was like, oh my god. They may have to pull over. I'm feeling a little nauseated. I think I was excited, but really anxious. So we pull into the campus and we park. I was like, you guys got a Tums or anything? Antacids? And they told me, like, you're nervous, you'll be fine. I mean, still took something, but you'll be fine. You worked hard to get here. This is where you belong. So I was like, well, here we are. I'm going to be calling this place home in 2 months, because I went in June. My orientation was in June. And it was just awesome. It was very awesome. There's a big fair going on for the orientation, so I got some information about the college and study abroad and whatnot. Then we had a little PowerPoint presentation, and then we got separated off into our group numbers. So that was very cool. Actually, no. We were told to go to a different building, because the parents had their own orientation. So we went into this different building. We had a teacher who was British, which was awesome. Very cool dude. He reminded me of Hugh Jackman, who played Wolverine. I don't know why. I just got that vibe. It was weird. But he was a very cool dude, and then we got separated off into our groups. And our groups were based off of what we were majoring in. So I declared a major on that day that I was going to computer science, and I had an interest in computer science prior. So they put me into a group of computer science people. And we had 2 students there. We had a professor that was in computer science and computer engineering, computer information systems, my bad. So it was very cool. We got to know each other a little bit, kind of eased the tension a little bit. And then they're like, okay, so here's a course description. I'm paraphrasing because it wasn't like this. It was actually quite calmer than how I'm doing it. But here's a course description guide. Here's your gen ed classes. Pick these. Pick any of these for your first semester. Second semester was already set out. So winter semester was already set out. So I picked the classes that I wanted to take, and then we went to lunch. And they had paninis, and cookies, and a build-your-own burrito bowl from Qdoba. They have a Qdoba on campus. I was like, okay. You guys are impressing me even more on this orientation. So that was awesome. Had a Pepsi, cherry Pepsi, I'm pretty sure. Talked to a couple more students during the lunch, and that was pretty cool. And then after that, we went to actually solidify our schedule and pick our classes. That was stressful. Everything up to that point was smooth sailing, everything was all good. I was stressing out over the schedule because quite a few classes that I picked, they were already closed because there was prior orientations to mine. And I was like, oh, come on, dude. So I ended up having to pick a couple of different classes. I'm obviously happy with the classes that I picked. Very interesting, not typical classes I would have taken. So like, for example, philosophy was something I wanted to take. I'm interested in that. But a class I ended up having to take was Introduction to Theater. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. And I'm also taking a Taekwondo class to fulfill 15 credit hours. So that's unique. That's my only evening class, and last I checked, schedule is pretty solid now. I think they might have changed it around a bit to make it more spacious, because originally when I was scheduling things, everything was so close together. Like, I would not be able to make it to the next class in time. So I think some things got changed around, and I'm very thankful for that. Everything's more spaced out, and it's very cool. Love it. It's already better than high school. So after that, went home, and well, I looked at the building that I would be living in for my dorm room, and yeah, it was awesome. Now, I believe prior to the orientation, I got an email from the college, from the housing department, talking about who my roommate is, what his email is, his school email, I should say, his cell phone number, what living center we're going to be in. Now, I already chose what dorm I wanted. It's going to be a 2-bedroom apartment style. So I'm going to have a little kitchenette. And then for the 2-bedroom apartment style, it's going to be 2 separate bedrooms separated by a wall and doors. So gives that privacy. And we also have our own private bathroom. So it gives that independence feel to it, which is very cool. It's going to make me more responsible than I already am. Sorry, that sounded really cocky. But it's going to make me more responsible. So it's cool. So I was able to talk to my roommate. Texted him. We got to know each other. He's a pretty cool kid. He has a good head on his shoulders. And I look forward to meeting him on move-in day. And he said he's looking forward to meeting me as well. So we've been talking, texting a little bit. Pretty cool dude. He actually wants to get in. I hope he doesn't mind me saying this, even though I don't think. No, I didn't even tell him I had a YouTube channel. As long as I don't mention his name, I think it's okay. But he's interested in doing a podcast. So I don't know if a podcast is if that particular podcast that he wants to do is going to be on this YouTube channel. But I'll let you guys know if anything comes to fruition with that. Honestly, I'm down to helping him out with this podcast. It's a pretty cool idea. He seems interested. So we'll see where that goes. Oh, excuse me. So what am I looking forward to about college? Getting more involved the campus, the campus is so beautiful. I can't stress that enough. It's so beautiful. It's 20 minutes from a lake and a beach. It's very awesome. The whole entire area is very blissful. It's like a countryside in a little bit, but it also has, it's close to a city in a sense. So it has that countryside feel, but it's also close to a city. So I really like that. And I just can't wait. Like, everything's so close together. Their food options are pretty gnarly, and their classes are pretty structured, good, lots of room to get involved in. And I picked up a pamphlet about student life, and they have over 400 different clubs. I remember the professor talking to us, and I said teacher, I'm pretty sure in the past, so I'm sorry, but the professor was like, we have a burger eating club to where students each year will go on to different burger places and rank them. I was like, what? People eat burgers for clubs? Like, that's awesome. And they rank them, like, based on different criteria. It's wild. Like, I'm gonna make sure that I hit the recreation center more often if I join that. And I want to make sure I do the recreation center, get back into weightlifting a little bit more, like get back on a. I'm not a unhealthy guy, but I think these changes would be good for me. Just build more muscle, get more athletic, more healthier. I guess I don't know what I was going with that, but. You know, study abroad, I want to do that. I want to go to Italy for computer science. Like, what? That's amazing. There's Student Senate, which I'm interested in getting involved in. So it's similar to Student Council, I'm pretty sure. And it falls right in line with my schedule, because I meet on Thursdays. And on Thursdays, at the time of recording this, I only have one class, and that's in the morning. So I love it. It's awesome. Also want to get involved into their radio station. I saw on the tour that there's a wrestling radio show that they have, and I was like, this college is speaking to me. I gotta be a part of it. It's gonna be very cool. I'm gonna try to at least get involved into the radio station. Things don't occur, oh well, I still have Pro Wrestling Weekly. But I'm gonna make sure I do my best to get involved in that radio station, because that would be cool to learn something new. Like, I'm so used to recording on a laptop with a few simple controls and getting used to my microphone. It's like a whole entire thing. It's a legit radio station on campus. It's pretty cool. And there's also a Super Smash Brothers club, and I played Super Smash Brothers a couple of times since Melee, actually, for the GameCube. So I may have to join and kick some people's butts and be the king of Super Smash Brothers. I don't know. And there's just so many more that I'm not even remembering, but it's 400 plus organizations. And the professor even said they keep on adding things on each year, which is crazy. So I may have to start a sad chapter. Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. Sorry for that little delay in me speaking. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, so there's a question that was asked a couple of weeks ago when I sent out a little Q&A thing. Tweet has been deleted. Cool. So looks like I can't view the tweet. But if I remember correctly, it was how I will adapt to certain, like, how I will adapt to moving onto campus as compared to living at home. I think it's just going to be like a trial and error thing. I know the day of moving, there's going to be, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. People are like talking upstairs, and I'm trying to make sure that it's nothing important. It sounds terrible, I know, but honestly, it's gonna be a trial and error thing. I know that when I move in, I have to check in and get my food card, get my laundry card, get my security card, and all that stuff. So I think it's gonna make me more independent, so I'll have to adapt to being more independent, living on my own a little bit, which is part of the reason why I wanted the 2-bedroom apartment style, was so that I could be more independent, have that apartment feel. So it's just, I'm going to have to adapt to it either way. I'm going to come home on some weekends. It just depends on what's going on that weekend. And I obviously want to live out there as much as I can and soak in the college experience the west side of the state a little bit more, talk to people, hang out with other people. So I will be coming home on some weekends. It just depends. Obviously for like Christmas break, Thanksgiving break, whatnot. So very cool. Now, Pro Wrestling Weekly is kind of what this YouTube channel is centered around now. It's very wrestling content related. There is a thought going into my head about how I'm going to handle Pro Wrestling Weekly after when I move into college. So I still plan on doing Pro Wrestling Weekly. I am going to do it on campus if I'm not home on particular weekends. Now, how frequent actual Pro Wrestling Weekly episodes will be as compared to the Pro Wrestling Weekly Extra episodes, which is exclusively on iTunes, I don't know. Simply because I know Josh is heading into the real world. He graduated from university and he's looking into getting a job soon. And for me being a college student, I have no idea. Hayden, I have no idea. So we're gonna work it out. But I still plan on doing Pro Wrestling Weekly even when I'm in college. So I bought a little portable, what's it called, a carrying case. I don't know why I couldn't think of it, but a microphone carrying case, so I'll be able to have my mobile stand, not the little music stand I'm using. I'll be able to use my portable stand, take it, along with my mic and my pop filter, and my laptop, obviously. So, still plan on doing Pro Wrestling Weekly. I may say something stupid like, I'm on location at my college campus, and I'm 95% sure that there's going to be more background noise when I'm in college as compared to home. I'm not sure. I hope I'm proven wrong. I don't even know where I'm actually going to record it on my college campus. Maybe in my dorm room? It's quite possible. I have no idea. We shall see when we get to that, but a couple of weeks to go, and it's really exciting. This is where I start building my future, actually. Getting a job and the degree getting a degree for the job that I want. There we go. That was very weird. So the future's kind of scary, but it's okay to be scared. The unknown is scary, but you can't let the unknown control how you act in new situations. So, very much looking forward to college. I may do an update video once when I am in college. I may do like a little dorm room tour, maybe. I don't know. May get my roommate on a podcast. I don't know. We shall see. So, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Reaperz Talks, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy, if you are still around, and because I know I rambled on a lot. Seemed nervous, but now, as soon as I'm coming to the end of this podcast, I start becoming unnervous. It's weird. But anyway, guys, hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, please make sure to slam that like button below, subscribe to make sure that this video gets in your sub box. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter for all the latest updates. Don't forget to turn on notifications. It's that little bell right next to the subscribe button, so you'll be automatically notified when videos like this hit my channel. To be honest with you, people talk about sub boxes all the time. I still don't know what a sub box is. Couldn't tell you. So, if you have issues with your sub box, I apologize. I don't know what that is. So yeah. All the links in the description will be for PWStream, their website, and the apparel store for Pro Wrestling Weekly. So with that being said, guys, hope you guys have been having a great day. I'm going to try to get this on my channel as soon as possible. And yeah, thanks so much for being around, guys, hearing me out, hearing me ramble. Hope you guys are having a great day. And until then, I'll see you guys in my next video. Goodbye and good night.